Someone stopped replying to you. No explanation. No fight, just silence. And somehow, that silence hurt more than any argument ever could. Here's the disturbing part. They probably knew exactly what they were doing. Let's talk about the most misunderstood weapon in human relationships. Not yelling, not insults. Silence. Psychologists have a name for it. Stonewalling. And researchers who studied thousands of couples found something chilling. Stonewalling was one of the strongest predictors of a relationship ending. Not cheating, not fighting. Silence. But here's what nobody tells you. The person going silent isn't always in pain. Sometimes they're in control. Think about the last time someone went quiet on you. What did you do? You probably replayed every conversation. You wondered what you did wrong. You checked your phone again and again. That's not an accident. That's a mechanism. Your brain is wired for connection. When someone you care about suddenly disappears emotionally, your brain doesn't process it as they're busy. It processes it as danger. The same threat system that once protected your ancestors from being exiled from the tribe. The same system that meant literal life or death lights up when someone goes cold on you today. Silence isn't nothing. Silence is a signal, and your nervous system reads it as rejection. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Let's go deeper into why this works so well. When someone gives you the silent treatment, they take away the one thing you need most in a conflict: resolution. Humans hate open loops, unfinished stories, unanswered questions. Our brains crave closure so badly that an unresolved conflict can occupy more mental space than a resolved one. This is why an argument that ends with "let's talk later" haunts you more than one that ends with a slammed door. Silence creates the ultimate open loop, and whoever holds the loop holds the power. Think about workplaces. Ever had a boss go cold on you after a mistake? No yelling, no feedback, just distance. That silence probably made you work harder, apologize more, tiptoe around them for days. That's not weakness on your part. That's your brain trying to close the loop by any means necessary. Now, here's the twist most people miss. Silence isn't always manipulation. Sometimes it's self-protection. Some people go quiet because they're overwhelmed, not because they're punishing you. But the effect on the other person is identical either way: confusion, anxiety, and a desperate need to fix things. Which means the real danger isn't silence itself. It's not knowing which kind you're dealing with. So how do you tell the difference between someone protecting themselves and someone using silence as leverage? Watch what happens after the silence breaks. If someone goes quiet, then returns and explains why, that's regulation. That's a person managing their emotions. But if someone goes quiet, then comes back only when you've apologized, chased, or given in, that's not healing. That's training. This is why silent treatment can become addictive to the person using it, because it works. Every single time you break first, you teach them that ignoring you gets results. So what do you actually do when someone goes cold on you? The instinct is to chase, to message again, to ask, did I do something wrong? 3 different ways. But chasing gives away your power completely. It confirms that their silence controls your behavior. Instead, the strongest response is stillness, not coldness, not revenge, silence. Just calm, secure stillness. You give them space without begging for closure. And here's the psychological trick behind this. When you stop chasing, you remove their leverage. Silence only works on someone who is desperate to fill it. The moment you're okay with quiet, their silence loses its power. This doesn't mean ignoring real communication. It means refusing to reward manipulation with anxiety. And this brings us to the uncomfortable truth hiding underneath this entire topic. The silent treatment isn't really about the other person at all. It's about you and how much unresolved tension you can sit with. The people who are most affected by silence are usually the ones who fear abandonment the most, and the people who use silence most effectively are usually the ones who understand that fear better than you understand it yourself. Which means the real skill here isn't learning how to make someone talk again. It's learning how to stay whole when no one's talking at all. Because the moment you no longer need someone's words to feel secure, silence stops being a weapon. It just becomes quiet. And quiet can't hurt someone who was never afraid of it.